Hello, everyone. Welcome to Democracy Digest. I'm Grant Hamilton. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time here, we break down the biggest political stories in America, the ones shaking up our democracy, and why they matter. If that sounds good, make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss anything. Something historic just happened, and it should worry all of us. The killing of Charlie Kirk wasn't just another tragic headline. It may be a flashpoint in what experts warn is a descending spiral of political violence in America. In the first half of 2025, the U.S. experienced about 150 politically motivated attacks, almost twice as many as during the same period in 2024. A prominent conservative influencer was shot dead at a public event. Voices from both sides called for calm, and immediately, blame began flying. Rhetoric flared, social media lit up, divisions deepened. Violent incidents are no longer rare outliers. We are seeing government targets under threat, community centers, religious and racial minority groups, public figures. Almost every type of target has been hit in recent years. What we're witnessing is more than isolated tragedies. Experts describe a feedback loop. When violence occurs, fear or anger grows. When rhetoric intensifies, the likelihood of violence increases. It's a self-reinforcing spiral. What fuels this escalation? Polarization turning personal. Conspiracy theories spreading rapidly. Economic or demographic anxieties. And, increasingly, how people talk to each other. Online and off. If this continues unchecked, where threats are normalized, where retaliation is expected, where public figures use provocative and dehumanizing language, we may be headed into a dangerous chapter in U.S. history. This isn't a dystopian prophecy. It's a warning. And understanding where we are is the first step toward changing course. The real danger doesn't start with bullets. It starts with words. Free speech is under fire. When disagreement turns into silencing. When speech is weaponized. A recent FIRE survey of over 68,000 U.S. college students found 34% now say violence is an acceptable response to a speaker on campus, in at least some rare cases. That's up sharply from about 20% just a few years ago. At Michigan State University, 38% of students surveyed said using violence to stop someone speaking is acceptable sometimes. In 2022, that number was under 20%. The state news in Ohio, many universities are getting failing grades on free speech climate. About 1/3 of Ohio students said violence to prevent speech is acceptable in rare cases. Nearly 3/4 think shouting down a speaker is okay in some cases. And 44% say they self-censor on campus at least once or twice a month. There's also been recent fallout. At Texas State University, a tenured professor was fired for remarks at a socialism conference that were deemed advocating violence. Some argue this is necessary. Others say it's a chilling blow to academic freedom. These examples show not only that people are growing more willing to tolerate suppression of speech, but that institutions, universities, governments, employers, are increasingly acting on these beliefs. Recent surveys indicate a significant shift in public perception regarding political violence in the United States. A YouGov poll conducted in September 2025 revealed that 87% of Americans consider political violence a problem, with 59% describing it as a very big problem and 28% as somewhat of a problem. This marks a notable increase in concern compared to previous years. Further analysis shows that 78% of Americans believe violence is never justified to achieve political goals, while only 10% think it can sometimes be justified. This data underscores a strong national consensus against the use of violence for political purposes. However, the same surveys reveal a concerning trend. 10% of Americans believe that violence can sometimes be justified to achieve political goals. This minority view is particularly prevalent among younger and more liberal demographics. Experts caution that while the majority rejects political violence, the existence of a vocal minority that justifies such actions poses a significant risk. The normalization of extreme rhetoric and the increasing acceptance of violence as a political tool can erode democratic norms and institutions. In conclusion, while the majority of Americans oppose political violence, the presence of a minority that justifies such actions highlights the need for continued vigilance and efforts to strengthen democratic values and institutions. As we've seen, the tragic events surrounding Charlie Kirk's assassination have cast a stark spotlight on the escalating issue of political violence in America. The data we've explored reveals a nation deeply concerned about the rise in ideologically motivated attacks and the erosion of civil discourse. Yet, amid this turmoil, there's a glimmer of hope. Across the political spectrum, leaders are calling for a return to unity and respect for democratic principles. Governor Kathy Hochul of New York emphasized that political violence has no place in America, zero, underscoring the importance of settling differences at the ballot box, not through bloodshed. This moment serves as a crucial juncture for all of us. It's a reminder that democracy thrives on debate, not violence, on understanding, not division. The responsibility lies with each of us to engage thoughtfully, to challenge ideas without resorting to harm, and to uphold the values that bind us together as a nation. The path forward requires collective effort. It demands that we reject the normalization of violence, that we hold ourselves and our leaders accountable, and that we work towards a society where discourse prevails over discord. So it's time to say goodbye, and thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analyses on pressing issues shaping our world. Together, we can contribute to a more informed and united future. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more in-depth analyses, and ring the bell to stay updated on our latest content. Together, let's continue the dialogue and work towards a more united and informed society. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay engaged, stay informed, and stay compassionate.